Hey guys, here with another episode of Clash Royale. And today, I'm actually going to be showing you guys some multiplayer battles. So as you can see, since yesterday, we are actually up to 536 trophies. I've been playing this game a lot, in the last day. You can see here, our cards are, this is actually my battle deck. I roll with the Goblin Hut, Spare Goblins, Fireball, Valkyrie, the Skeleton Army, Musketeer, Giant, and Arrows. So pretty good army, I would say. It works out pretty well for me. And actually, I'm going to be showing you a couple of replays that I have recently had. So basically, since I've hit 400 trophies, I'm actually in the Bone Pit now, which is the second arena. And in this arena, I'm actually basically in the last part, I would say 5-6 battles that I've fought in this arena. I'm only playing against actually level 4 players. So yeah, you could see here, obviously me being a level 2, them being a level 4, I'm at a massive disadvantage. He has some cards that I don't even know what they are. Like I don't know what this skeleton bomb thing on a tower. I don't even know the name of it. So obviously definitely very outmatched. I have to be very smart with my deck or else I know I will lose this battle. And yeah, so you can see he drops a skeleton army. I retaliate that with an arrows. And obviously, all my knowledge of this game is basically from watching, I would say, a couple of YouTubers. Like I watch Chief Pat's Clash Royale stuff, and a couple other YouTubers, and that's basically how I know, how the mechanics of this game works. And yeah, so you can see here, he actually takes down about half my hit points on my first tower. But now I'm making a push on his left tower here, and I will actually be able to take it down with the giant, a couple of spear golems, and my Valkyrie here. And yeah, so now it is 1-0. I have 1 crown, he has none. And now I'm basically waiting here on the defense. So you can see here, I was actually capped on Dark Elixir. Capped on Elixir. I didn't even notice. So I kind of wasted like 2 Elixir there. But now you can see he drops a skeleton army. I'm going to retaliate that with the arrows just again. And I put a fireball and arrows in my army. So obviously, yeah. And now you can see he drops another balloon. And I know from watching Chief Pat's videos, those balloons do an insane amount of damage. Like basically that one balloon will get one shot off, and just like that, he will take out my right tower. So now at this point, I basically am going to have to push for his right tower here. Want to get that down, and then I basically just have to go on the defense. But at this point, I realize that I have such a big army left. I still have a whole bunch of spear goblins, my giant. So I decided, you know what? Let's just go for that 3-star. Let's just end it right here. And that's exactly what I do. I just kill him, drop a whole bunch of stuff, and I will be able to walk away with a 3-star victory fighting against a level 4 player. So if we go back into here, I'll actually show you guys another battle. I think this one was really good. This time I'm fighting a level 3 player actually, so obviously again at a disadvantage. His cards basically all have a level, maybe even 2 above mine. And yeah, his towers also, you can see they have extra damage. That's how this game works. Whenever you level up, your towers gain like, I want to say maybe like 100 damage. Because you could see his have 112 hit points more than mine. His at 1624, mine at 1512, so that is 112 damage difference. And yeah, so now you can see here, obviously this is my deck. I actually, for this battle, I used the knight, but then I decided to swap it out for the, what did I put in? I forgot what I put in for it. But you can see this player actually has the prince, and from what I've heard, the prince does an insane amount of damage, and basically if it can get a hold of one of your towers, that tower is done. Like, I've heard it's insanely overpowered at lower levels. So I was definitely worried when I saw that he dropped a prince there. But now you can see I am going to drop 2 goblin huts. 1 is going to go down right there. And now a giant. Now at this point I decide that, you know what, I have some elixir. Let me make a push. But then he drops a P.E.K.K.A. along with a giant on my right side. And at this point, I'm actually pretty worried. I know that I basically cannot do much to defend against those. I dropped my skeleton army, which I find to be the best thing that defends against P.E.K.K.A.s and giants. But they still got my first tower. But then his tower goes down to my push on his left side. So now at this point, my troops are just attacking that king tower. And I decide, you know what, let's just try and get the win here. Down to 200 hit points, 42 hit points, and there it is, another 3-star victory on a player that is a level above me. So I'll actually show you guys one more battle here. Let me find a good one. This one I think was pretty good. This is actually me fighting a level 2. This was back in the Goblin Stadium, so before I got to the other stadium. And this was actually a pretty fun battle. You could see pretty fair match right now. His cards are pretty similar to my cards, you know, level-wise. So obviously, let's see what I can do here. As you can see, he decides to drop a giant along with a couple of archers and spear goblins. I retaliate that with my goblin army and a Valkyrie. So yeah, obviously want to do my best to defend against that. I want to make sure that he doesn't get too much damage off on that on my right tower. You can actually see he took out 600. Well, it's down to 641 hit points. He's done over half damage on that. And at this point, I just dropped my giant. You know, but then I noticed it did a ton of damage. So I decided, you know, let's try and make a push. But then he just retaliates that, comes with a comeback on my left tower. And at this point, I'm a bit worried. You know, I don't have much damage. I have some damage on his left tower, and no damage on his other 2 towers. He has about half damage on my right tower, and about a third damage on my left tower. So not really looking good. See, I drop a Valkyrie, that is taken out very quick. I drop a P.E.K.K.A, that is taken out very quick. So at this point, I'm kind of like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So I decide to drop the Goblin Hut here. I drop it actually in front of the tower because I wanted that to go down. I did not want my tower to take any more damage here. But now he'll drop some Spear Goblins, and at this point, I'm very worried. You know, now I have 2 towers at half health. He has 1 at half health. And at this point, it's my turn to make the push here. You know, I know that he's pretty low on elixir, which as you can see in the replay, you know, it does show you on replays how much elixir they have. Obviously in the game, I do not know how much elixir he has. So now at this point, I'm going to make a push for his left tower here. He drops a fireball on my left tower. I don't think that's a very smart idea. But whatever, now I'm coming in with my giant of Valkyrie, Spear Goblins, the Muskery, I believe that's what that troop is called, and I am able to get down his left tower. But at this point, I decide, you know what, it's double elixir, I have all these troops, let's see if we can get the 3-star. So, obviously, my strategy usually go for the win, just end it right here. I drop a second Valkyrie, another giant, another musketeer thing, I forgot what that troop is called. And now, you know, that tower is done. His king tower is gonna go down. Just so much damage. He really can't do anything to defend. And I am able to walk with a 3-star on a player at my level. So if we head back to, I guess, this thing here. I'll actually show you guys one more. Because you can see we have that crate to open in a minute. So let's watch another battle while that we're waiting for that. And this is another battle that I'm fighting off against a level 4 player. So obviously fighting off level 4 players, I'm very, very worried. You know, I know that they probably have troops that I don't even know what they're called. You know, very, very worried. And at this point, I decided I'm gonna drop my the Spear Goblins on the left side just to get rid of that because I did not like my cards that were looking. And now he's gonna drop a P.E.K.K.A and a giant. I drop my skeleton army. Usually works out very well unless he drops arrows to immediately take it out. Now you can see he does come in with arrows, but a bit too late on those. And now I'm going to make a push for his right side. Decide to drop a giant on the back, and that's usually what I do. I drop my giant in the back and then wait up for my elixir. And then I'll drop usually my musketeer and a Valkyrie. Usually does a pretty good push. But now he drops a goblin barrel, and I know I have to retaliate that with arrows instantly. But I still have a good amount of elixir, so I'm going to drop my musketeer here. And now he drops his goblin army. Obviously, he knows that I just dropped my arrow, so I'm not going to have another one. and he does take out my giant with along with that P.E.K.K.A that he drops. So now at this point, I have a couple of goblins and a musketeer. You know, obviously not looking very good. The musketeer is able to do a ton of damage though. Get that right tower about half health. And now I drop a second goblin hut. Obviously those goblin huts, I think they're pretty good, you know, because they just spawn goblin spears. So now I drop another giant in the back. At this point, getting ready to drop another push, and then he drops a goblin barrel. I have to obviously retaliate that with my arrows, or else those goblins can do some insane damage. And now he drops a prince, and I know the best thing for a prince is to actually drop skeletons, because those are able to just overrun the prince, and so that was a pretty good retaliating. And now he has one tower with 200 damage left, 128 damage left. And I know at this point he's just going to come all on out me. Being 2 levels above me, he's going to have troops that are much higher level than mine. So I decide to drop a fireball. I get that first crown down, and at this point it's just about defending. I need to make sure I can defend my 2 heroes here. He drops a goblin barrel. I drop some arrows. He drops his prince. I drop my skeleton army. He drops a P.E.K.K.A, and now at this point he drops arrows. And at this point I'm pretty worried. He just one-shots my musketeer, and then I have to drop a fireball. Obviously I'd much rather do arrows, but hey, what can you do? And now another goblin barrel, some more arrows. Obviously 10 seconds left, just doing my best to hold on to that tower. He drops a prince, but it's too little too late. I drop another skeleton army to retaliate that, and I am able to walk away, defeating a level 4 player for 20, I believe, 8 trophies that battle was for. So now we can head back to the home screen here, open up our silver chest. So this should hopefully get us to level 3. So that is arrows and our knight. So it looks like we actually didn't get anything that we could level up here. We're actually going to start a 3-hour upgrade on that silver chest. And for today, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tell me down below in the comments if you guys are liking Clash Royale. If you don't know how to download it, I know Chief Pat has a really good video on how to download it. That's what I did to download it. You basically have to make an ID and then say that you're from Canada. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for daily Clash of Clans and possibly daily Clash Royale videos. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and Clash on.